if you could snap your fingers and be in a boxing arena with a large grizzly bear, and the price would be that you could grow your business by 50% if you win, and obviously if you lose, then you know the end outcome of that. Would you take that sort of deal? Well, you're in luck because you don't need to figure that out, because I have the secret sauce for you. I have, after working with 32 companies on growing their business, I have the secret sauce to how you can grow your business by 50% by implementing a couple of AI workflows. But most CEOs and business owners, they make these 3 mistakes, and that's why they're not seeing any results with AI. That's why they're not getting a positive return on investment. So I know that was sort of a pattern interrupt for you right there. But let's go through sort of the most common pitfalls that people fall into when they want to implement AI. And the reason I'm making this video is that I see so much content online. Like I obviously live and breathe AI, having an agency, working on this daily and trying to maximize the amount of money that I'm making my clients. So I'm doing a lot of research every day. I'm watching, listening to a lot of YouTube, and there is so much AI slop out there, man. Like, it's incredible how many people are talking about AI, not having any practical sense of, like, how can this actually make you money? And how can someone actually benefit from this? So that's why I'm making these videos. They're very raw, they're very uncut, very unprofessional, you may say. But my only goal here is to give you value, give you the actual stuff that works from someone who is doing this on a daily basis. And I've been doing it for 4 years. So I know 1 or 2 things about AI. But let's go into the most common mistakes that I see people do, after having been in this game for a while. And the first thing is really that the thing you need to realize is that AI has made it easier than ever to automate things and to make a lot of money. But at the same time, it has never been as easy to get a lot of stuff done and automate incredible stuff that doesn't make you any money. So AI has really made it easy to automate and produce stuff that is not producing any results. So automating dumb stuff is the number one mistake that I see people do. You learn a little bit of Claude, you start using Codex or Claude Code, you start building your agents, you start learning about skills, and you get this rush of just feeling like Superman, like you feel like God. You start thinking to yourself, oh, maybe I should start an AI company. I'm so good at this. Ooh, I start creating websites and automations, and it's working, and you sort of get to 80% really quickly. Like with just a couple of prompts, you get to 80% of an automation really quickly. But they usually the last 20% of any sort of automation you do, that takes a lot more effort. And if you really think about the things that you've done with AI so far, like how much money have they actually created you? Because if you're a business owner, your number one goal is to make more money. And if you're not seeing your bank account, increase every single month, well, then it's clearly not working. You're just spending lots of credits on something that on automating dumb stuff. All right. So really, what you need to do, like how to fix this is quite easy. Just think about what is the constraint of your business. So what is really the limiting factor that is holding your business back from growing? And for most companies out there, it's usually a demand issue. So you're a demand constraint, which means that you want more customers. So if you're going to do anything, you need to think, will this increase or decrease the likelihood of me getting more customers? And the more it increases the likelihood of you getting more customers in the door, the better. And you should only be focusing on that, because there's no point on fixing sort of your products, your delivery, your operations, if you are demand constraint. If you're not getting people in the door, there's no point of focusing on the other areas of your business, because at that point, you are not fixing the constraint. You're only, or I would say more precisely, you are not growing your business. You're only growing the potential of your business. Because, you might 10x your capacity to take customers, but if your problem is not getting enough customers, it doesn't really matter. All right? So this is the number one sort of mental model you need to put in your head. And I know it's hard because it's so fun to sort of automate a bunch of things with AI. And it's so fun to automate and create these agents and create this second brain and all the things you can do with it. But really, is it growing your business? Yes or no? That's the question you should ask yourself. All right. And the second point is sort of understanding what it is that you are automating. Because here again, there's no point of automating a process if the end output, the result, is bad or it's worse than optimal. Because like, let's say now you are demand constrained, you need more customers, and you just want to throw AI at it. You just want to, you're telling me, hey, Felix, I just want to grow my business. I need more customers. I'm just going to let AI sort of create some agent and do outreach for me, get more customers in the door, or automate my social media or something like this. If you're doing this and the end result is not great, and you're sort of focusing your time on other activities, you have to ask yourself, like, is that a good thing to automate then? Like, if you can't get a good end result, is that a good thing to automate? Because yeah, I can automate. I can send out like 5,000 emails and LinkedIn DMs or create 50 LinkedIn posts like in a couple of hours with AI. But if the output is really bad, and that's the constraint of my business, I'm just shooting myself in the foot, right? Because I will not get any result from that. So that's the thing. Like, you need to make sure that the quality that AI is producing is good and that it's actually solving your constraint. And then the third point and the final point here, and this is a big one. This is a common pitfall that I see a lot of sort of AI agencies have. So if you have worked with any sort of AI agency, like, a lot of people there are sort of like very nerdy engineers, and they don't have a sense of the sort of business side. And this has been my biggest advantage coming from a sales and finance background. Like, I'm only thinking about the return on investment. I'm only thinking about, like, how can we actually get results with this? Like, I don't care if you have a massive company brain giving you all different dashboards and analysis of your business. If it's not making you money, I'm not interested. So I don't care if the automation is boring. I don't care if it's simple. Like, I like making money, right? Like, that's what I'm focused on. So the question here is that, should you automate everything? And that's a really good question. This sort of goes back to the second point, that I've seen some companies sort of automate their sort of, when you like order your sort of order processing, right? And automate their customer service and their sort of, I'm missing the word. What is it called? It's like customer acquisition. It's like inbound sort of customer acquisition process. So someone, for example, asks for an offer, and you have some sort of AI agent like automating the whole process. It doesn't, and it's sort of producing worse results for you. This is an absolute stupid automation to do. And the reason for it is that if you're, let's say, like, if you're probably losing more revenue because you have an AI agent that has automated the whole thing, than the sort of time or money that you're saving on it. Because like, getting money in the door is obviously the most important thing of any business. So if you're sort of getting a lower quality output on it and you're closing less deals because you've automated this and saved like 5 hours per week, is it really worth it? So you should really think about, like, is the saved time and saved sort of cost really worth the sort of worse output? Because ideally, everything we do with AI would actually have the same quality of output or even better. That would be the goal. So if you're sort of like losing out on sort of missed revenue, then I would really think about that again. All right, but hopefully this was valuable for you. I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye. Bye-bye.